In this video, we will solve O-Level Mathematics Paper 1 Variant 1 for October-November 2017. So let's start. So the first question is you have to evaluate 1 whole 3 over 8 minus 2 over 3. So I will first convert this into a fraction. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 3 is 11. So 11 over 8 minus 2 by 3. And since 3 and 8 do not have any common factors, their LCM would be simply 8 times 3, which is 24. So since I multiplied by 3 in the denominator, I will multiply by 3 in the numerator here as well. So 11 times 3 is 33 minus, here I multiplied by 8 in the denominator. So I'll multiply this 2 with 8 as well. So 2 times 8 is 16. And then 33 minus 16 would be 23 and then 17 over 24. Part B is evaluate 0.4 times 1.3. So what I like to do is convert them into fractions so that I can remove the decimal. So I'll remove this decimal by moving it one place to the right. So this will become 4 over 10 and then this will become 13 over 10. And 13 times 4 is 52. So 52 over 10 times 10 is 100. So there are two zeros, so that means I will move the decimal two places to the left. It will come here, so this will be 0.52. Question number 2 is evaluate 9 squared minus 9 power 0. So 9 squared is 81, minus 9 power 0 will be 1, and 81 minus 1 will be 80. Here you have to evaluate 9 power minus 1 by 2. So I can convert this power to a positive 1 by 2 by taking the reciprocal. So this will become 1 over 9 power 1 over 2, which is basically 1 over square root of 9. Power 1 by 2 is a square root. So square root of 9 is 3. So our answer will be 1 over 3, but we can also write plus minus here because both minus 3 and plus 3, both squared are 9. So the square root of 9 can be plus minus 3. So your overall fraction will have plus minus 1 over 3. Question number 3 is find the simple interest on $200 for 3 years at 4% per year. So you know that interest is PRT over 100, where P is your principal, R is the rate, T is the time. So principal amount is 200 in this case. Your rate is 4% and your time is 3 years over 100. So I can cancel these zeros out. 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 3 is 24. So $24 is the interest for 3 years. Part B is two brothers share $200 in the ratio 2:3. Calculate the larger share. So obviously this 3 would be the larger share. So if there are 5 total parts, they are divided in the between the two brothers. One brother gets 2 parts, the other brother gets 3 parts. So 3 out of the 5 is the largest share, and we are looking for 3 by 5 of $200, which is the total amount that is shared between the two brothers. So this will be 5 times 1, 5 times 4 is 20, and then 0. So 40 times 3 is 120. So the larger share is $120. Question 4 is by writing each number correct to one significant figure, calculate and estimate the value of this. So your first non-zero value in the numerator is this 9, and the next number is 8, which is greater than equal to 5. So we will round this 9 up. So this 987.65 will become 1000, where 1 is the first significant and the only significant figure. So 987.65 written correct to one significant figure will be 1000. And in the denominator, if you start looking from the left side, this 1 is the first non-zero value, and the next number is greater than equal to 5, which is 9 here. So I will round this 1 up to 2, so I will get 0.02. Now I can multiply by 100 in the numerator and the denominator to remove this decimal. So my 1000 becomes 100,000 divided by 2, and this is Two ones are two, two fives are 10, and then zero, zero, zeros, three more zeros. So this is 50,000. Question number 5 is the diagram shows part of a figure that has AB as its line of symmetry. Complete the figure. So you're given this figure, AB is the line of symmetry. So that means all the shape will be reflected across this line of symmetry. So let's start from the bottom here. So if I look at this point here and I connect it to my line of symmetry, so if this is the 90-degree angle and this is the perpendicular line that joins this point here with this line of symmetry. Uh, Let me actually redraw this. So it will be like this, and this is 90-degree. So I will extend this line on the other side and the same length. So I will end up here. So this point here is mapped onto this point, so I can join this line here. And then similarly, this point, if I join it with the line of symmetry and then continue the same distance on the other side, remember when you join it, it should make a 90-degree angle here. So, and then you can extend it to the other side. So this point here is this. So then I can join this line like this. And then similarly, this point is on the line of symmetry. So the reflection will also be on the line of symmetry as well. So this point is here. I can join it like this. And then this point here, the last one, if I join it to my line of reflection, which is the line of symmetry, which makes a 90-degree angle, and then I draw the same distance on the other side, I will end up here. So the reflection of this line will be this. So after that, you can erase these lines so that you only have the shape. So this is how you will create a mirror image across the line of reflection for this shape. And this is how you will complete this figure. Part B is in the diagram, 6 small squares are shaded. Shade 2 more small squares so that the completed diagram has rotational symmetry of order 4. So rotational symmetry of order 4 means if I rotate this shape a full 360 degrees, and my rotational symmetry is order 4. So if I divide 360 by my symmetry of rotational symmetry order, which is 4, what do I get? I get 90. That means every 90 degree, this pattern should repeat. So let me bring, so this is this exact same diagram. So if I rotate this 90 degree, I should have the repeat, I should have the same pattern again to have this rotational symmetry of order 4. So let's rotate it 90 degrees. What you can do is you can rotate your question paper and then see which of the boxes shaded in the after the rotation are missing in the original diagram. So you rotate it 90 degrees and then you will see which boxes are shaded after rotation that are not shaded before rotation. So I rotated this pattern 90 degrees and I can see that this box is shaded here, which is not shaded in this one. So that means I need to shade this one here. Plus, I also have this one shaded, which is missing in the original diagram. So this one will be shaded as well. So these two, this box and this box will be shaded. If I look at the other, these two are shaded, these two are shaded, this one is shaded, this one is shaded as well. So you have to look after the rotation, you can quickly see which are the boxes that are shaded and then look at the original diagram and see which ones are missing. So in this case, I will shade this block and this block. So let's quickly go ahead and shade these. So this one was shaded after I rotated it 90 degrees, and this one was also shaded after I rotated it 90 degrees. So let me bring this back up to 0 degrees into its original orientation. And let me quickly shade these as well. So this one is the one that I shaded, and the other one is this one. So now I've shaded the same two boxes here. So just to verify that after we have shaded the small boxes, and if I rotate it 90 degrees like this, now if I look at the original diagram and the rotation after 90 degrees, the pattern is exactly the same. These two, these two, these two, these two are shaded, these two are shaded, and then these two are shaded, and these two. And then if I rotate it another 90 degrees to bring it to 180, I will see the pattern repeat again. And then similarly, I will see it repeated at 270. And then of course, back to 360, I get back the original diagram. So now it has rotational symmetry of order 4 because during a full 360-degree rotation, the pattern repeated 4 times. Question number 6 is, as part of her training, Samantha runs for 2 hours. The first 1.5 hours, she runs at a average speed of 10 kilometers per hour, and then she runs 7 kilometers in the remaining half an hour. Calculate her average speed for 2 hours. So average speed is equals to total distance divided by total time. So we know that the total time is 2 hours. The training lasted for 2 hours. So your time is 2 hours. Now what is the total distance? For the first 1.5 hours, she runs at an average speed of 10 kilometers per hour. So we can find the distance travel in the first 1.5 hours by multiplying the speed with the time. So 10 multiplied by 1.5 is the distance in the first 1.5 hours. And then she runs 7 kilometers in the remaining half hour. So plus 7, this will give you the total distance traveled during the 2 hours. So 10 times 1.5 will give me 15 plus 7 divided by 2. This is 22 divided by 2, which is 11. So your average speed for the total 2 hours is 11 kilometers per hour. Question number 7 is f of x equals to 3x plus 7. Find f of 3.2. So f of 3.2 would be, I'll simply substitute 3.2 in place of x. So this will be 3 into 3.2 plus 7. 3 times 3.2 will be 9.6 plus 7, which is 16.6. So your answer is 16.6. Part B is find f inverse of x. So let y equals to f of x. And this, if I take this f to the other side, I get f inverse of y equals to x. So let's first use this. Y equals to f of x. Y equals to f of x is what? 3x plus 7. And now I need to make x the subject of this equation. So I'll take this 7 to the other side. So I will get 3x equals to y minus 7. And then x equals to y minus 7 divided by 3. So I know that x is what? F inverse of y. So I can substitute f inverse of y here. So f inverse of y is y minus 7 over 3. Then f inverse of x would be, I simply substitute y with x everywhere. So I get x minus 7 over 3. So your f inverse of x is x minus 7 over 3. Question 8 is y varies directly as the square of x. So y is directly proportional to square of x. That means y equals to some constant k times x squared. Given that y equals to 1 by 5 when x equals to 1 by 2, find y when x equals to 10. So first we need to find this value of the constant k, and we are given y and x values. So y is 1 by 5 equals to k, and when x is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 whole squared. So 1 over 5 equals to k over 4. 1 by 2 squared would be 1 by 4. 1 by 4 multiplied by k is k by 4. And then k equals to 4 over 5. Now we need to find the value. So this equation here, y equals to kx square is y equals to 4 by 5 x squared. Now you need to find the value of y when x equals to 10. So let's substitute 10 here. So y equals to 4 by 5 into 10 squared, which is 4 by 5 into 100. And 5 times 1, 5 times 20 is 100, and 20 into 4 is 80. So y equals to 80. Question number 9 is solve the inequality 12 minus 2x is less than x. So I can take this 2x to the other side. So this gives me 12 is less than x plus 2x. So 12 is less than x plus 2x will be 3x. And then if I divide by 3 on both sides, I will get 4 is less than x, or x is greater than 4. So x is greater than 4. Find the integer values of n that satisfy this inequality. So to find the value of n, I need n here, so I'll divide by 2 throughout. So I will get minus 8 by 2 is less than 2n over 2 is less than equal to minus 4 over 2. So minus 8 divided by 2 will be minus 4. This will be just n here, and then less than equal to minus 4 divided by 2 will be minus 2. So n is greater than 4 but less than equal to minus 2. So if you have a number line here, so you have minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So n is greater than minus 4. That means n is greater than and then less than here. So minus 4 is not included, but it's less than equal to minus 2. So the two values are minus 3 and minus 2. So n integer values of n is minus 3 and minus 2. Question number 10 is 1 week the temperatures in degrees Celsius at midnight were recorded. The results are shown below. Use these results to find the mod. So the mod is the number with the highest frequency here. So every number appears once except minus 2 that has a frequency of 2 because there are two of them. So your mod value is minus 2. To find the medium, first we need median. So for first we need to rearrange them in ascending order, starting from the smallest. So let's write them from smallest to largest. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 2, and then I have minus 1, then 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've written all the 7 values in the ascending order. So now the median is, there are 7 values. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. That means the median is the fourth value. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the median is minus 1. Part C is you have to find the mean. So mean is the sum divided by number of values. So the sum would be minus 3, so I can just write them minus 3, minus 2, minus 2, minus 1, plus 1, plus 2, plus 5. And there are 7 values, so they will be divided by 7. So let's calculate the sum here. Minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5, minus 7, minus 8, then minus 7, minus 5, and minus 5 plus 5 will be 0 over 7. So this is actually 0. So your mean value here is 0. So the next question is write the number in standard form. So to represent this in standard form, which is a into 10 power n, where a is greater than equal to 1. So 1, a is greater than equal to 1 but less than 10. So that means I will have to move this decimal here. So it will be 1, 2, 3, and then 4 places to the right. So this will become 1.2 into 10 power minus 4. Since I moved the decimal 4 places to the right, my power of 10 will be minus 4. So this will be 1.2 into 10 power minus 4. Part B is giving your answer in standard form. Evaluate this expression. So to do this subtraction, we first need to make the powers of 10 same. So if I make this 10 power 6, that means I will I will decrease the power by 1. So I will move this decimal 1 place to the right. So this will become 55 into 10 power 6 minus 2.1 into 10 power 6. Now I can take the 10 power 6 as common. So this will become 55 minus 2.1 into 10 power 6. So 55 minus 2.1 will be 54, 53, and then 52.9. 52.9 into 10 power 6. And now since I need to convert this into standard form, I need this decimal here. So I will move this one place to the left. That will mean I will increase the power by 1. So 5.29 into 10 power 7. So this will be your answer. Question 12 is solve the simultaneous equations. So let me mark this equation as number 1, this as number 2. So I can use the substitution method. So from my equation number 1, if I take this 12 to the other side, I get x equals to 2y minus 12. Now I can substitute, let's call this 3, substitute equation 3 in 2. So this is, my equation 2 is 3y equals to 11 minus 2x, but my x is now 2y minus 12. So now you have an equation in y that you can solve to get the value of y. So 11 minus, if I open this bracket, I get minus 2 times 2 minus 4y. This minus and this minus becomes plus. 12 times 2 is 24. Then I can take this 4y to the other side. This will be 3y plus 4y equals to 7y. And then 11 plus 24 will be 35. And this will give me y equals to 5. Then I can put y equals to 5 in equation number 3 to get the value of x. So x equals to 2 times y is 5, 2 times 5 minus 12. So this is 10 minus 12 and x is minus 2. So your values are x equals to minus 2 and y equals to 5. Question number 13 is, in a survey, some people were asked which of the 3 types of tea labeled X, Y, and Z they preferred. The diagram shows part of a pie chart that illustrates the results. The angle of the sector that represents the people who preferred Y is 168 degrees. So for X, it's 120, and for Y, it's 168. So you have to complete the pie chart. So we are given that the angle of the sector for Y is 168. So what we can do is we can use our protractor here, place it at the center, and then I'll rotate it around. So my 0 degree in this case is 180 here. So I'm starting at this position uh, like this. So this is 0. So I have to go up till 168 degrees. So this is 90. So this here 20 represents my 160 degrees because I'm starting from this direction. So I'm measuring the angle like this. So 20 is 160, and then 168 will be this point here, which is represented by 12. So this is the mark for 168 degrees. So we have to, since it is already labeled Y here, that's why we calculated the angle from this side. And this sector is Z, that's why we did not calculate the angle from this line here. So we are now marked the angle 168 degrees. Now we can use our ruler here to basically draw the sector. So this will be our sector for Y, and this angle here is 168 degrees. Part B is find the fraction of people who preferred Y. Express your answer in its simplest form. So the full pie chart is 360 degrees, and out of those 360 degrees, the people who preferred y is represented by a sector of angle 168. So 168 out of the full 360 degrees. So let me write this cleanly. So 168 out of the 360. So now we can see that these are divisible by 2, but I'm looking if, yeah, it's both divisible by 6 as well. So let's divide by 6 so that we get to the simplest form quicker. 6 times 2 is 12, and then 6 times 2 is 12. That means 4 remainder for 48. 48 is 6 times 8. And then 6 times 6 is 36 and 0. And then I can again divide by 2 here. So 2 times 1, 2 times 4, and 2 times 3 and 0. I can again divide by 2 here. So 2 times 7 and 2 times 15. So I get 7 over 15 is the simplest form of the fraction. Given that 80 people preferred X, calculate the number of people in the survey. So let's say let total people equals to N. And we know that the sector representing people who preferred X is 120 degrees. So 120 out of the full 360 degrees, if you take this fraction of N, which is the total number of people, you get 80 because 80 people preferred X. So you're basically taking the fraction of people out of the total people N and equating it to the people who preferred X, which are given as 80 in this part. So now we can use this equation to find the value of N. So I can quickly simplify this. 120 times 1 and 120 times 3 is 120 times 3 is 360. So this gives me 1 by 3 n equals to 80. That means 1/3 of the total people uh, are preferred the Tx. So then to find the value of n, I simply have to take this 3 to the other side. So this gives me n equals to 80 times 3, which is n equals to 240. So there were 240 total people, and 1/3 of them preferred the Tx, which is 80. 1/3 of n is 1/3 of 240 is 80. So your answer, the total number of people here is 240. Question number 14 is the table shows the square roots given to correct four significant figures of some numbers from 31.0 to 32.9. For example, the square root of 32.5 is 5.701. So this is 32 and then 0.5. So 32.5, the square root is 5.701. Use the table to find the difference between the square root of 32.5 and the square root of 31.3. So difference we have to find is square root of 32.5 minus square root of 31.3. So what is the square root of 32.5? 32.5 you're already given is 5.701 on the, you can confirm from the table as well. So 32 plus 0.5 is 32.5 and the square root is this one, which is 5.701. So 5.701 minus square root of 31.3. So you have 31 here and 31.3 is this one, which is 5.595. 5.595. So 5.701 minus 5.595. I'll have to take a carry. So this will be 6. This will become 10, but I have to carry to this 1 as well. So this will be 9, left as 9, and this will be 11. So 11 minus 5 is what? 6. 9 minus 9 is 0. And then 6 minus 5 would be 1. And then 5 minus 5 is 0. And you have the decimal here. So the difference is 0.106. 0.106. Part B is estimate the square root of 32.25. So you have the square root of 32.2 here and the square root of 32.3 here. So on a number line, if you look at 32.2 and then you have 32.25 and then you have 32.3. So this number is right in the middle of these two values. So what we can do is we can take the square root of this from the table, square root of this from the table, and then to find the middle value we can add the two square roots and then divide it by 2 to find the middle value. So square root estimate of square root of 32.25 will be square root of 32.2 plus square root of 32.3 and then whole divided by 2. So what is the square root of 32.2? 32.2 is 5.675. 5.675 plus square root of 32.3 is 5.683. 683 and then divide by 2. So let's add these two, 5.675 and 5.683. 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 7 is 15, 1 carry, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13, 1 carry, 6 plus 5 is 11. So you have 11.35358 divided by 2. And if you divide, you get 2 5s are 10, 1 13, 2 6s are 12, 1 15, 7s are 14, 1 carry 18, and 9 to 5.679. Part C is the number which has a square root of 56.39. So if you look at the table here, you have this number which is 5.639. So you need to find the square root of 56.39. So what is 5.639? 5.639 is the square root of 31.8. So if you write them here, so square root of 31.8 is 5.639. But you're looking for the square root, the number which has a square root of 56.39. So if I multiply by 10 on both sides, so let me multiply by 10 here, 31.8 and then multiplied by 10 equals to, so if I multiply by 10 here, I get 56.39, right? So now you have 56.39 on the right side of your equation. So you need to find the number which has the square root. So I need to take this 10 inside this square root so that I can find the number which has the square root over it, and the square root of that number will be 56.39. So if I take this 10 inside, I will have to take the square of 10. Why? So I can write 10 as square root of 100, right? So 31.8 square root into 100 square root equals to 56.39. 56.39. So now both numbers have square root, so I can write them under the same square root. So 31.8 multiplied by 100 whole square root is 56.39. So basically when I brought this 10 inside, I had to take the square, which is 100 in this case. So 31.8 multiplied by 100 will be 3180 square root equals to 56.39. So now you know that the square root of 3180 is 56.39. So this will be 3180. Question number 15 is you have to simplify this expression. So I can open the bracket. So minus 3 times 2t will be minus 60. Minus 3 times plus 1 will be minus 3. And 8 minus 3 will be 5. So 5 minus 60. Here I have to simplify this expression. So I can bring this power inside. So if I bring this power in, 2 cube is 8. X square will become x power 6 because the powers will be multiplied. So x power 6, and this will be y cube over 6x4 y power 4. And then I can cancel these by divide them by 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. So I will subtract these powers since the greater power is in the numerator. So I'll take this x power 4 above. So this will become x power 6 minus 4. So 4 over 3, and then I have x squared. And then this is greater than this. So y power 4 minus 3 will become y power 1 in the denominator. So this will be your simplified expression, 4x squared over 3y. Question number 16 is the coordinates of P and Q are given. Find the coordinates of the midpoint. So midpoint is basically x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and the y coordinates y1 and y2 divided by 2. So x1 is what? 0, and x2 is 10. So this is 0 plus 10 over 2, and this is 7 plus minus 1. So this will become 7 minus 1 over 2. So 10 over 2 is 5, and then 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 over 2 is 3. So these are the coordinates of midpoint 5 and 3. The length of PQ is under root n, where n is an integer. Find n. So you know the length of the formula for the length of a line which joins 2 points P and Q. So you have to basically find the distance between P and Q, which will give you the length of the line PQ. So length is what? You know that it's y2 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus x1 whole square, and then whole square root. So let's call this x1 y1, x2 y2. So y2 minus y1 will be, y2 is minus 1, and then minus y1 will be minus 7 whole square plus x2 is 10, 10 minus 0 whole square, and then whole square root. So this will become minus 8. Minus 8 square is 64 plus 10 minus 0 is 10. 10 square is 100, and then whole under root. And 100 plus 64 will be 164. So your length PQ is under root 164. So your value of n here is this 164, because your length is given in under root form, so under root n, and you found that it's under root 164, so n will be 164. So question number 7 is the lengths of 90 leaves of a plant were measured. The results are given in the table below. The diagram shows part of the cumulative frequency curve. So your length between 0 and 1, there are 7 leaves. Between 1 and 2, there are 17 leaves with length between 1 and 2, and so on. So you have to first complete the cumulative frequency curve. So this is just frequency. The y-axis here is cumulative frequency. So let me just quickly write a row for cumulative frequency here as well. So up till this point, this is the first frequency value. So this is 7. The cumulative frequency at this point will be 17 plus the previous cumulative frequency, which is 24. Here it will be 29 plus 24 will be 44, and then 53, and then 50. So let me make sure write this cleanly. So 53 plus 24 will be 77, and then 77 plus 10 will be 87, and 87 plus 3 will be 90. So this is your cumulative frequency for each of these values. Basically, you are adding up all the frequency values. So this is the sum of all the previous frequency values, including this 10, which is 87. And so you completed this row. Now you can plot the rest of the points. So the last one you're given is 4. So at point 4, you're 77. So this is the last coordinate. So we have to plot these 2 points. So the next one is 5, and the value is 87. So this is the line representing the length 5 centimeter, and I have to go up till 87. So this is 80, this is 90 in the middle between 80 and 100. So that means that each small block represents a value of 2. So if this is 90, then this is 88, which is one small block. And then in the middle of the next small block will be 87. So this point right in the middle will be 5 and 87. And the last one is the 6 and 90. So 6 and 90 will be this point here. So now I can just extend this curve through these 2 points like this. So this is how you will complete the cumulative frequency curve. So use the curve to estimate the median. So median is what? So median would be, you have a total of 90 leaves. So 50th percentile of 90 is 150th 50% of 90 is 1 by 2 of 90, which is 45th value. So 45th value is your median value. So if you look at the y-axis, this is 40, and then this is 42, 44, and 45. So this is 45 in the middle of this small block. So if I extend this line here, so I have to go in the middle of this small block and see where this line intersects the cumulative frequency curve. So which is here. So this one is the median value, 45th value. So here each small block represents a value of 0.1. So this is 2.5 in the middle of 2 and 3, 2.6, 2.7, and 2.8. So your value here is 2.8. The median value is 2.8 centimeters. Part 2 is the number of leaves with a length less than 3.5 centimeters. So 3.5 is here in between 3 and 4. So this is the line representing 3.5. So let me quickly mark this and see where this line intercepts the cumulative frequency curve. It's at this point. So this is the line of 70, and it is one small block below. So this will be, if I continue it here, I think it will be 68, right? Yeah, so this is 70 and this is one small block below. So this will be 68. So the number of leaves with the length less than 3.5 centimeter is 68. Question number 18 is, the diagram represents a vertical circular fairground wheel which turns about its center O. The wheel has 30 seats equally spaced around the circumference, numbered consecutively from 1 to 30. The diagram, which is not drawn to scale, shows 7 of the seats labeled with the seat number. So you have these seats labeled. The seat number 29 is at the top of the wheel. What is the seat number which is at the bottom of the wheel? So we are looking at this seat number here, which is at the bottom of the wheel. So how many seats in total are there? There are 30 seats in a full 360-degree circle, right? So if you're looking for the seat at the bottom, if the top one is 29, the bottom one is half a circle away, right? So the full circle 360 degree is 30 seats. So that gives me 180 degree will be how many? 15, half of the 360. So half of 30 will be 15 seats. So that means there are 15 seats in this half circle. So if the 29 one is on the top, that means the bottom one is what? 29. If I go in this direction where the seat numbers are decreasing, so 29 minus 15 is 14. So the seat number 14 is at the bottom of this wheel. Calculate the angle x degrees as shown in the diagram. So angle x is how many seats? 1, 2, 3. So we know that there are 30 seats. 30 seats equal to 360 degrees. So what is the difference between uh, one seat? like if I move one seat, if I'm moving 30 seats, I go around 360 degrees. So what if I move one seat like this between 29 and 30? So what will be this angle? This will be, so you move 30 seats, you move 360 degree, you move one seat, you will move 360 degrees divided by 30. So this will be zeros cancel out, 3 times 1 and 3 times 12. So 12 degree. So if you move one seat, you move 12 degree in this wheel, but this X is how many seats? You're moving 1, 2, and 3 seats. So X will be 12 into 3 because you moved 3 seats to form this angle X represented here. So that will be 36 degrees. So 12 times 3 is 36. So your answer is 36. Part C is work out the angle of elevation of seat 2 from the bottom of the wheel. So let me erase this here. So let me quickly draw a line, straight line here. Let me try this again. So let's see. Yeah, this is better. So I have a straight line here which connects to the center like this. And let me erase all of this. And if I draw another straight line, so you're looking for the angle of elevation of seat 2 from the bottom of the wheel. So you're looking at angle of elevation. So angle of elevation is always from the horizontal, right? So this will be my horizontal line. And so my angle of elevation for seat 2. So my angle of elevation will be represented by this line here. So let me mark this in green. So this is my angle of elevation. So this is my horizontal line here, and the angle of elevation of C2 from the bottom of this wheel is this. Let's call it angle H. Now, if you look at this, this is the radius, and this is a line that is intersecting this circumference here. So you know that the angle between the radius and this line will be 90 degrees. You have studied this in the angle properties of circles. So this angle here, let's mark this. This angle is 90 degrees. And if you look at this angle X, it's subtended by this arc. This is at the center. And this angle, let's call this, it is also subtended by the same arc, but at the circumference. So using the property that angle at the center is double compared to the angle at the circumference, so this angle that I've marked here in red, this is actually x over 2 because this arc makes this angle at the center, which is x. So the angle at circumference will be x over 2. So this is x over 2. And this is the unknown angle h, which is the angle of elevation that you're looking for. So x over 2 plus the angle h is what? 90 degrees equals to 90. So you already know that this angle x is 36. So 36 over 2 plus h will be 90. And 36 over 2 is 18. So h will be 90 minus 18, which is 72 degrees. So the angle of elevation, this angle here, is 72 degrees of C2 from the bottom of this wheel here. So this is 72 degrees. The next question is factorize 25a square minus 5a. So 25 is a perfect square, but 5 is not a perfect square. So you cannot use the formula a square minus b square here. So I can take the common value between these two, which is 5 and a. So if I take 5a common, I'm left with 5a here, and this will be left with 1. And I cannot factorize it any further, so this will be my final answer, 5a into 5a minus 1. Part B is factorize 9b square minus 16. Now you have both of these are perfect squares, so I can use the formula a square minus b square equals to a plus b into a minus b. So this will be, I can write them as 3b whole square minus 4 whole square, and then this will become 3b plus 4 into 3b minus 4. So your answer will be 3b plus 4 into 3b minus 4. Part C is factorize 4xy plus 3t plus 6y plus 2tx. So I can rearrange these values because there's nothing common between 4xy and 3t. So I can do is I can bring this 6y here and bring this 3t here. So after rearranging, I can write them as 4xy plus 6y plus 3t plus 2tx. And then now I can take 2y common here between these two. So if I take 2y common, I am left with 2x plus 3. And between these two, I only have t common. So plus t into 3 plus 2t. Oh, sorry, 3 plus t is common. So this is 3 plus 2x. So this is also 3 plus 2x. This is also 3 plus 2x. So I can write it as 3 plus 2x into 2y plus t. So this will be 3 plus 2x into 2y plus t. So the next question is, the diagram shows the lines AB and BC. So AB and BC are given. The point D is on the opposite side of AC to B. AD is 5 centimeters and CD is 6.5 centimeter. Construct quadrilateral ABCD. So you're given that the point D is on the opposite side of AC. So if you join these 2 points and form the line AC, B is below AC, so D will be on the opposite side, so somewhere above AC here. So you're given AD is 5 centimeters, so we can use the compass and open it up till 5 centimeter to draw the locus of points that are 5 centimeter from A. So I'll place my compass at point A and then draw an arc here. So these points are 5 centimeter from A. And then uh, the length CD is 6.5 centimeters. So I will open my compass up till 6.5 centimeter. So place it at 0 and then open it up till 6.5 centimeter now. So this will be 6.5. And now I'll place it at this point C here and draw the arc, and the intersection of the two arcs will give me the point D. So this is my point D, and now I can join the points A, D, and I can join the point C with D to get the quadrilateral ABCD. So let's use our ruler here to join these 2 points. So this will be, make sure I align this properly and then draw this line here. And then do the same for C as well. So I'll place it here and then align it with C. So this will be your quadrilateral ABCD, and this point here is D. So the next part is on the diagram. construct the locus of points inside the quadrilateral that are equidistant from AB and BC. So equidistance from two lines AB and BC means we have to draw the angle bisector where the two lines meet. So AB and BC meet at this point, so we have to draw the angle bisector of this angle B here. So I will open up my compass to any reasonable length, and then I will place it at point B and draw this arc from one line to the other. So let's open it up a little bit more. So draw the arc from the one line AB to the other line BC. So this will be my arc. And then without changing the length of the compass, place the compass on the point where it intersects the lines. So first this intersection point with line AB, and draw an arc like this. And then do the same by placing it on the other intersection point of the arc and the line. So in this case, this is the line BC here, and draw the other arc. So now if I join this point B with this point here, I will get the angle bisector. So we only have to draw inside the quadrilateral. So I will place my ruler here. First, let me align it properly. And then I will have to draw this line inside the quadrilateral. So it will start from B, go through the cross like this point here, which I formed by drawing the two arcs, and all the way up till the boundary of the quadrilateral. So this is the boundary. So this will be your angle bisector for line AB and BC. So these are the points on this line will be equidistant from line AB and BC. Part 2 is equidistance from B and C. So B and C, that means we have to draw a line bisector, perpendicular line bisector of this line BC. So how do you draw the line bisector? You place the compass on one point of the line. Make sure you open it up more than halfway. So if I place my compass here, so I have to open it up more than half the length of the line. So this is somewhat more than halfway the length. And then draw two arcs. Let me place it back here. And then you have to draw two arcs. So let me draw the first arc here, and the other arc on the other side of the line here. Then without changing the length of your compass, place it on the other point here at C and draw the other two arcs. So one arc on the one side of the line and the other arc on the other side of the line. So now if I join these 2 points, this point here and this point here, I will get the line bisector of line BC. But remember, you have to draw inside the quadrilateral. So I will just align them here. So let me align the ruler. And then with this ruler aligned, I will start at this point and only draw inside the quadrilateral. So this part here is not required because the question states you have to draw the locus inside the quadrilateral. Part C is the line PQ consists of the points inside the quadrilateral which are equidistant from AB and BC. That means they lie on this angle bisector because they are equidistant from line AB and line BC. So that they will lie on this angle bisector. So this is the first condition. The second condition is the points are nearer to C than to B. Mark and label the line PQ on the diagram. So the first condition tells you that the points will lie on this angle bisector. The second condition tells you that the points are closer to C than to B. So this is your line bisector of BC. So all the points above this line bisector in this region are closer to C compared to B. So points that are on this line and above the angle bisector will form the line PQ. So your point PQ, P would be this point here, and your Q point would be this point will be Q. So all the points on this line PQ are equidistant from AB and BC because they lie on the angle bisector of the angle B, and they are closer to C than to B because they are above this the line bisector of line BC. So this is the midpoint of BC, and they are above this midpoint. So that means they are closer to C compared to B. So this will be your line PQ up till this point. Question number 21 is the diagram shows the triangle ABC formed by these three lines. Part A is find the coordinates of A. So if you look at these three lines, y equals to 6 is this line AB. So if I extend it to the left here, it will intersect at y equals to 6. And x equals to 23 is this line BC. That means if I extend it below like this is 23. And then this is y equals to x over 3, this line AC. So A is the intersection point of line AC and AB. So intersection point of y equals to 6 and y equals to x over 3. So if we use these two equations, we can find the coordinates of A. So we already know the y coordinate would be 6 because it lies on the line y equals to 6. So to find the x coordinate, I can substitute y equals to 6 in this equation. That becomes equal to 6 equals to x over 3, and then x equals to 18. So the x coordinate is 18 and the y coordinate of A is 6. So that means this point here is 18. The region inside the triangle is defined by three inequalities. One of these is x is less than 23. So this line BC, the triangle is towards the left. So the inside region is represented by x is less than 23. Write down the other two inequalities. So this line is y equals to 6 AB, and the region is above this line. So the inequality will be y is greater than 6. And this line AC, the region is below this line. So this inequality will be y is less than x over 3. So here we already have y as the subject of the equation. So we can simply substitute the equal sign with the correct inequality. But if you are given equations in a form something like if this was 3y plus 2 equals to x, some random equation, it's always a good idea to first make y the subject of the equation before you add the inequality. There's a question in paper 1, variant 1 for October-November 2016. Take a look at question number 24. I explained there why it's important to first make y the subject of the equation, because in that question, if you don't do that, you get the incorrect answer. So let's continue to part C. The point P represented by h and k, where h and k are integers, lies inside this triangle ABC. Find the values of h and k. So let me quickly sketch this triangle here. So enlarge it here so you can get an idea of what's going on here. So to make sure that this is a straight line like this. In fact, this is not so. So yeah. And then the third line will be from this point up till here. All right. So I've just enlarged this triangle ABC. So this is my point A. This is point B. This is C. And this here is 18 on the x-axis. This here is 23 on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, this is 6. And on the y-axis, let me extend this here as well up till this point C. So this will be, let's see. So this is x equals to 23 and this is y equals to x over 3. So we can find the y coordinate of this point C as well. So y coordinate will be I can so the equation of AC is y equals to x over 3, and I know that the x coordinate is 23. So y would be equals to 23 over 3, which is 7 whole 2 over 3. So this is 7 whole 2 by 3. So now we are looking for a point inside this triangle which has integer coordinates. Both h and k are integers. So what can be the value of k? This boundary is y equals to 6, and the most upper point here is 7 whole 2 over 3. So the only possible integer value greater than 6 and less than 7 whole 2 by 3 is 7. So 7 will be somewhere, let's say 7 whole 2 by 3. So 7 will be somewhere here. So this is y equals to 7, this line here. So we know that k is 7. Now we have to find the value of h. So h is the x coordinate. So this is the smallest possible value of the x coordinate, right? And the largest possible value is 23, but 23 is not a valid value because this is on the boundary. So this is also on the boundary, so we need some integer between these two values. We know that the upper limit is 23. We have to find this lower limit. So this lower limit, let's call it w, and so it lies on this line y equals to x over 3, where the value of y is what? 7. So using this equation, 7 equals to x over 3. I just substituted the value of y here with 7. I get x equals to 21. So that means this w here is 21. W equals to 21. So this point here is x coordinate is 21. This here is 23. So the only integer value in between will be 22. So that means the x coordinate is 22. That means the value of h is 22, and the y coordinate integer value is 7. So this will be 7. So this is the only integer point, only point inside this triangle where both the coordinates, xy coordinates, are integers. All other points inside the triangle, the coordinates are not integer values. So if you go below this line, it will be 6 point something, because this is the 6th line, y equals to 6, this is 7. So all the points in between here will be 6 point something, right? So, and all the points here are 7 point something. So y equals to 7 is the only line which has a point inside the triangle with the integer value 7. And then we looked at the x values. So the minimum limit was minimum value was 21, greater than 21, and the max was 23. Since these two values are on the boundary, the only possible value inside the triangle will be x equals to 22. So this point here has coordinates 22 and 7, and it lies inside the triangle. So the next question is, the diagram is the speed time graph of a train which travels between two stations. Find an expression in terms of v for the retardation of the train. So retardation is this one where the speed is reducing. So retardation will be change in speed divided by time taken. Time taken. So change in speed is what? V to 0. So change in speed is V, divided by time taken is what? 10 seconds. 70 to 80 sec. 70 is the start initial time, and the final time is 80. So the duration here is 10 seconds. So V over 10 is the retardation. The distance between two stations is 1.2 kilometers. Find V. So first we need to convert this kilometers into meters, because we have speed in meters and time in seconds. So the distance is given by the area under the speed time graph. So this is a trapezium. I can find the area. So distance will be area, which is 1 by 2 into height into the sum of parallel sides. So S1 is one side, S2 the other side. The distance is 1.2 kilometers, which is 1,200 meters. 1 by 2, the height of my trapezium is V, into the sum of parallel sides. So this length here is 70 minus 30, which is 40, plus this whole length here is 80. So I can take this 2 to the other side. This becomes 2400 equals to 80 plus 40 is 120 V. So V will be 2400 divided by 120. Zeros cancels out. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24, and then 0. So V equals to 20. Question number 23 is, in the Venn diagram, shade the region which represents this subset A complement intersection B intersection C. So let's first look at A complement. What is A complement? So if this is A, everything outside of this will be A complement, right? And then what is B intersection C? B intersection C is this green region where the B and C intersect, the common region between B and C. So now you have to find the intersection of A complement with this green region. So A complement is everything outside this blue, and you have to find the overlapping region with this green. So the only region that overlaps is this one. This is outside A, and it is also the intersection of B and C. So A complement intersection B intersection C would be this region here. Part B is P is a set of numbers 1 and 4, Q is -1, 1, 2, and R is X over Y, where X belongs to the set P and Y belongs to the set Q. Find number of elements in P union Q. So P union Q will be all the elements in P and all the elements in Q, but we do not repeat the elements. So what is in P union Q? We have, let's first write all the elements of Q. So 1, 4. So this is P. And then write all the elements of Q, which is -1. 1 is already here, so we won't write it again. And then 2. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. List the members of R. So R is what? X over Y, where X belongs to P and Y belongs to the set Q. So we have to find all the possible combinations of these elements. So let's start with this P value 1. So if X is 1, then what are all the possible values of Y, which is -1, 1, and 2. So 1 over -1, then 1 over 1. So let me just straight away write here 1 over -1. So I'm taking this 1 and then combining all the values of Q to get all the possible X over Y, where X is 1. So 1 over -1, then 1 over 1. So 1 over 1, and then 1 over 2. So now I will find all the combinations with 4. So 4 is X, then Y is -1. So 4 over -1 is the first value. Then 4 over 1, 4 over 1, and then 4 and 2. So 4 over 2. So these are all the members of the set R. So question number 24 is, in the diagram, ABC and AFE are straight lines. So ABC is straight, AFE is straight. AB is 6A, BF is 2B. Express AF in terms of A and B. So AF is this here. So I can use the head to tail rule. So AF would be this vector AB plus this vector BF. So AB is 6A, BF is 2B. So 6A plus 2B. This vector AE is 9A plus KB. So AE is this one here. This is 9A plus KB, find K. So this vector AE, since AFE lie on a straight line, I can write AE in terms of AF. So AE can be written as some constant C multiplied by AF. So for example, if AE was twice the length of AF, my constant C would be simply 2. So if I multiply 2 with AF, I will get AE in that case. So, but this time, but right now C is unknown. We don't know what's the length of AE. So I know that AE is 9A plus KB, right? 9A plus KB, and AF is what? C times AF. AF is 6A plus 2B. So 6A plus 2B. So this means 9A plus KB equals to C times 6A plus C times 2B. So now I can compare the values for A here. This is 6C and this is 9. So 6C equals to 9. And then KB should be equal to C2B, C times 2B. So that means K equals to 2C. So I'm just comparing these A values and then this B value here. And since these were on a straight line, I started with this equation where I represented AE, this vector AE, in terms of AF. So I multiplied AF with some constant C. So now I can find the value of the constant by comparing the values of the vector A. So 6C and 9. So C would be 9 over 6. So then I can find K. K is 2 times C, which is 9 over 6. So 2 times 1, 2 times 3, and 3 times 1, and 3 times 3. So K equals to 3. So this value K here is 3. And C is what? 9 by 6. So that means AE is 9 by 6 times of AF. So the next part is ED is parallel to BC. So ED is parallel to this line, and CD is parallel to BF, and BC equals to AB. BC equals to AB. So that means this is another 6A. Find in terms of A and or B, CD. So we have to find this vector CD. So if you look at the previous one, 9A plus KB, and AE is what? 9A. So AE is 9A. So if I have some point here, let's call this point X. And let me erase this. So what is this AX? And then this XE. So AX plus XE is what? 9A plus 3B. So this line here is 9A, and this XE here is this XE here is 3B, and this here is 9A, because I know that AE is 9A plus 3B. So now if this whole is 9A, that means this part XC is what? 3A, because the total is 6 plus 6, 12. So this total here from this point till this point, in fact, let me just erase this here and write this closer. So this here is XC here is 3A. Why? Because this total here is 6A plus 6A plus 6A is 12A. So total is 12A up till this point. X is 9A because AE is 9A plus 3B. So now we can find these vectors. Find in terms of A and or B, CD. So what is CD? CD is parallel to this BF, which means it's also parallel to XE, because both are in the direction of B. This is 2B and this is 3B. So both have the same direction. That means this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. So all BF, XE and CD are parallel, and also XE and CD are equal as well, because this is a straight line. So these lengths are equal. So CD will also be 3B. You can see that this is kind of like a parallelogram here. XCDE is a parallelogram. So CD is 3B. And then the last part is find DE. DE is this length, this vector here. So we know that XC is 3A. 3A is in this direction. So this is equal but opposite. So I'll add a negative sign. So this is negative 3A. In fact, you don't need this sign here. So this is how you will solve this problem. Question number 25 is regarding sequences. So the sequencer diagram shows the pendant Mary makes. So diagram 1, diagram 2. So you have number of rows and number of beads. You have to complete the table. So if you look at the sequence for number of rows, you just add 2 to get the next number. So 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And if you look at the number of beads, they are simply square values. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25. So the next number will be 6 square, which is 36. Find an expression in n for the number of rows in diagram n. So the number of rows is this 3, 5, 7. So let's see, the first value in the sequence T1 is 3. The second value is 3 plus 2, 5. The third value is 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is 7. So, and so on. So you're adding a multiple of 2 each time. So for the first value, you added 0 twos. For the second value, you added 2 once. For the third value, you added 2 twice. So that means Tn is 3 plus some multiple of 2. So 2 times, and how many? So for third value, you are adding 2 twos. So that means n minus 1. So for the second value, how many times you are adding 2? Once. So that will, if I substitute n equals to 2 here, 2 minus 1 will be 1, and I will add just single 2 here. Now I can open this bracket up. So 3 plus 2n minus 2, and 3 minus 2 will be 1. So 2n plus 1. So the number of rows in diagram n are represented by 2n plus 1. Part 2 is the number of beads in diagram n. So the number of beads is simply the square. So the first diagram we have 2 squared. For the second diagram we have 3 squared. For the third diagram we have 4 square. So the square, the number that you take a square of is always 1 greater than the diagram number. So n plus 1 squared. So the second, for n equals to 2, it will be 2 plus 1 squared, which is 3 squared. So n plus 1 square will be your answer. Part C is Julia asks Mary to make her a pendant with 25 rows. How many beads are used to make this pendant? So you're given that there are 25 rows. So first you need to find the sequence number or the diagram number. So for the number of rows, it is 2n plus 1. So 2n plus 1, n is unknown, and you have 25 rows. So n will give you the sequence or the diagram number which has 25 rows. So this will give you 2n equals to 24 and n equals to 12. So the 12th diagram has how many rows? 25. So how many beads will be there in the 12th diagram? So beads are represented by n plus 1 square. So you're looking for beads in 12th diagram. So I'll substitute n with 12. So 12 plus 1 squared equals to 13 squared, which is 169. So there are 169 beads in that pendant. So question number 26 is express a minus 2b as a single matrix. So I can write this as 0, minus 2, 1, 3, which is a, minus 2 times b, which is 3, 2, minus 1, and 0. I can take this scalar inside. So 0, minus 2, 1, 3 comes down as it is, minus. If I multiply 2 inside, I get 6, 4, minus 2, 0. And then I can subtract the corresponding numbers. So 0 minus 6 will be minus 6, minus 2 minus 4 will be minus 6, 1, so minus and minus, this will become plus. So 1 plus 2 will be 3, 3 minus 0 will be 0. So this will be minus 6, minus 6, 3, and 0. find a square. So a square will be 0 minus 2 1 3 times multiplied by again a 0 minus 2 1 3. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix multiplied by a 2 by 2 matrix. So you cancel the columns of the first with the columns of the columns of the first with the rows of the second, because they are equal we can multiply, and you're left with a 2 by 2 matrix. So that means when you're left here like this 2 and 2, this 2, so you're left with a 2 by 2. So that means after you multiply these two matrices you will get a 2 by 2 matrix. So let's start multiplying. So since you will get a 2 by 2 matrix, so 2 by 2, 2 rows and 2 columns. So to get the element in the first row and the first column, you will multiply this first row with the first column. First row multiplied by the first column. So first element with the first element of the row multiplied by the first element of the column, which is 0 times 0. So this will be 0 times 0 plus, what is the second element of the row? Minus 2 times the second element of the column, 1. So this will be minus 2 times 1. And then similarly, to get the value in the first row and the second column, you will multiply this first row with the second column. So this will give you 0 times minus 2, which will be 0, and minus 2 times 3, which will be minus 6. And then for the second row and first column, I will multiply second row with first column. So 1 times 0 will be 0, and plus 3 times 1 will be 3. So 0 plus 3 will be 3. And then to find the second row element in the second row and the second column, I will multiply this second row with the second column. So 1 times minus 2, 1 multiplied by minus 2 plus 3 times 3. So plus 3 into 3. So once I solve this, 0 times 0 is 0 plus minus 2. So I'll get minus 2, minus 6, 3. 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 9 is 7. So you will get minus 2, minus 6, 3, and 7. Part C is B inverse equals to K times A, where K is a rational number. Find K. So B inverse, you're given B. So how do you find the inverse? So B inverse is 1 over determinant of B multiplied by the adjugate of B, where determinant is you take the product of these two and then minus the product of these two values. And the adjugate is where you substitute these values, right? And you change the sign of these values. If you look at A is actually the adjugate of B, because the red values are swapped, 3 and 0 are swapped, and the signs of these blue values are changed. Minus 2 becomes, 2 becomes minus 2, adjugate of B. So I'm changing the sign of 2, it becomes minus 2. I'm changing the sign of minus 1, which is 1. So adjugate of B is already A. So 1 over determinant of B into adjugate of B is already A. So that means B inverse is 1 over determinant of B into A. So K is what? K is actually 1 over determinant of B. So K is 1 over determinant of B. So what is the determinant of B? 1 over determinant of B is 3 times 0 minus 2 times minus 1. 2 into minus 1. So 3 times 0 is 0. So that means 1 over minus 2 times minus 1 is 1 over 2. Minus minus becomes positive. So K equals to 1 over 2. So this is the end of paper 1, variant 1 for October-November 2017.